To another episode of Challenge the Scorpion. It is a rematch. Grey Knights against Dark Eldar. Dark Eldar absolutely humiliated in the last game, but they are back and they swear vengeance upon the Grey Knights. The Grey Knights are a known foe now. We know the foe and we'll try and beat them this time. It's the same terrain here, but with a different scenario coming up. Will the Dark Eldar be able to beat the Grey Knights this time? The odds are stacked against us, but in these games of 40k, you never know what will happen. So it's Imperial Sector here. Blood splatters here from the previous game. A lot of Dark Eldar murdered just in the centre there. There's one bunker here, fire base at the back. A whole load of crates and barrels scattered around, an outside perimeter fence, and then some ruins over in that corner as well. So welcome to another episode of Challenge the Scorpion. Here it's Grey Knights. Ben's Grey Knights against my Dark Eldar force. So troops choice here inside of Venom with 2 splinter cannons and flicker field. It's 5 witches, there's a Hecatrix in there with Agonizer. They've all got haywire grenades as well. And then 9 warriors, and there is a squad leader there. With those, they've all got splinter rifles. 15 witches in a squad. And then the commanders of the witches here, 15 witches, all with haywire grenades. There's a Hecatrix in there with the Agonizer. And the commander is armed with a shadow field and Agonizer as well. And then 5 scourges, blast pistol, haywire blaster, and with the Solarite, there's also got a power weapon, and then also there is a heat lance in amongst that squad. And then inside the raided transport here, which has got grizzly trophies, is a unit of 9 incubi, and they are with the second in command. He's armed with a shadow field and also armed with an Agonizer, and he's also carrying the webway portal. Then 9 reavers, and they are, there is a arena champion in there, and also they're carrying 3 heat lances. The Ravager is in the force, and also the Razorwing jet fighter. So that's the Dark Eldar force in this rematch. We'll see how much better they can do. Surely you won't have to concede on turn 5 this time. We'll see what happens.
This is my 1850 points Grey Knight army. Castellan Crow, Vindicare Assassin, a 5-man Terminator squad with Psy Cannon, Brotherhood Banner and Psybolt ammunition.
Nice paint job on those.
Another 5-man squad with another Brotherhood Banner, Psy Cannon and Psybolt ammunition. Storm Raven gunship with Mine Strike missiles, laser cannon, Typhoon missile launcher.
Not painted?
Nope.
Say sorry.
Sorry. Inquisitor Cortez with 10 henchmen. Nemesis Dreadnought with Gatling Silencer and Nemesis Greatsword. Land Raider Crusader with Psybolt ammunition and extra armour.
That's it, that's Ben's force, and it's small but it is nasty. Nice paint job here on the Terminators, and that's a good job by Ben. He's been working hard on these, but that is a priority for us in this game. So we're going to deployment now for this episode of Challenge the Scorpion. Right, so the scenario is Purge the Alien, so it's kill points. That's, well, not, I'd say that's better for the Grey Knights. Dark Eldar got a lot of transports to soft units. And it's Vanguard Strike deployments. There's a central table marked by that line of dice. And Ben won the roll-off here, so he has decided to go here. So his deployment zone is just over there. And then the Dark Eldar just following along that line there. So we're quite in the open here. So it's going to be an uphill struggle for the Dark Eldar. And psychologically speaking as well, the Grey Knights have certainly intimidated them in the last game. But this is where Ben's position will be. So it's a strong position, good scenario for Ben. So if the Dark Eldar can pull this off, it'll be a miracle. We just rolled on our strategic traits as well. Both got a 6. So the commander and a couple of units are going to be able to infiltrate. So that might really mix some things up. We'll see what happens. Right, so deployment for the Dark Elder. One Raider's just gone here with a view up the table. We weren't sure where Ben was going to appear. Venom in the middle, Ravager on the right, and the rest is in reserve. And then coming across here, kind of a weird scenario this one. Ben rolled a 6 on his strategic traits, and the commander and 3 non-vehicle units are allowed to infiltrate. So Ben's deployed 1, 2 units of Terminators, Castellan Crows holding the bunker, and then the Inquisitor on his squad. So the Inquisitor is there in the bunker as well, so that's 1, 2, 3 units, and then Castellan Crows. So they're way up close here, 24-inch range. They have deployed within range of catching my Raider in the open there. So if Ben goes first, this is a nightmare. And then at the back there, the Land Raider, just in the building, and on the far side, the Dread Knights. So good deployment here from the Grey Knights, but we can see it. We know where they are, so perhaps the Dark Elder might be able to spring a trap. We'll have to see what happens. So we're going to try and seize the initiative here. Got a 6 on the last game, and we don't in this one, so it's Grey Knight turn 1. And then he's so well camouflaged, didn't even see him. The Vindicar Assassin is on top of the bunker this time with a commanding view down the table. So what you're about to witness here, it should be a sure victory for the Grey Knights. It's set up that way. Absolute dominance this force has. But in our games of 40k, you don't give up until the last dice roll is made. So Dark Eldar are going to throw everything they have and use all their cunning to try and outwit this Grey Knight force. We'll see how we do. Such aggression shown by the Grey Knights here, the height of confidence for an army. Castellan Crows moved out through the bunker here, and then 2 units of 5 Grey Knight Terminators moving up towards the Dark Eldar already on turn 1. So it's all going to kick off here. The Inquisitor in his squad just holding ground. Dread Knight up and over 12 inches, and then the Land Raider moving out in aggression as well. So we're going to Psychic Phase now for the Grey Knights on turn 1. Right, it's a Psychic Phase for Ben's Grey Knights. Perfect timing he's got here. He's got Ignores Cover, and then he's also got Fouled to Hit rolls, and then Hammer Hand as well. So this front squad is souped right up. So that's the end of the Psychic Phase. We're going to go into Shooting Phase now for the Grey Knights on turn 1. Right, so Grey Knights turn 1 shooting, and it has been horrendous. So firing across here, front squad with their Strength 5 Stormbolters, and the Side Cannon has destroyed the Raider. All the hull points lost, and then a whole load of Incury brought down by the second squad firing through. A horrendous amount of casualties and wounds, and then failing a whole load of saves here, or loads of 2s. Only 3 Incury left. Better roll up morale for them as well. Don't foul, it's going to be a terrible result. Double 1, no, they're defiant. I'm not going to go. The Venom still lives, and then the Ravager was destroyed by a armor-penetrating hit from the Vindicar Assassin. It's just one figure, but he can do some damage. Very impressive stuff. Grey Knights are kings of the battlefield at the moment. A real deadly force. So that's it for the Grey Knights here. Let's see if the Dark Eldar can even get started as we go on to Dark Eldar turn 1. Dark Eldar turn 1, the Incubi and the second command have moved out and headed off in this direction. We sense that we can reach Castellan Crow. I don't know why Ben's put it there. It could be a glaring mistake. We've got a chance to slay the Warlord, so the second in command is up for that to start our revenge, and then coming around the the Venom's just fallen back, just trying to keep some range, and it's going to let off some shots up at the Vindicaris Assassin. So if all goes to plan, then we could readdress the balance here. There's no objectives around, so there's no harm in us backing off from Ben's force and picking him off. We'll see what we can do. That may be the best tactic for the Dark Eldar here. There's an opportunity here, a golden chance for the Dark Eldar to reach that combat. So shooting for the Dark Eldar on turn 1. No damage on the Vindicaris Assassin. He's passed all his cover saves, and we have activated the Webway portal. So that is shooting. There's no psychic stuff for the Dark Eldar. And now we're going to roll to see if the second in command and his squad will make it. 7. That could be enough. It could be enough. We think it's enough. Let's just measure this extremely carefully. We're in by half an inch. Oh boy, oh boy. Right, Ben's going to do a bit of snap fight, and then we're going to be in. Crow's taking a defensive stance, which means he's going to re-roll his saves and in-bug saves. So here we go, 6 attacks. He's taking a defensive stance, so we've got to try and break into him here. Ooh, pretty good. And Castellan Crow's weapon skill 8, would you believe? But we've still done well. We've got 4 hits, and we just need 4s to wound. Good, very good, yes. 4s to wound regardless. So he's going to make 3 saves of 4+, and he gets to re-roll them. Oh no, don't get a 4. He's defended himself well. Right, now it's down to the Incubi. They are AP2 of their weapons, but we are under a severe amount of pressure here. If he defends himself again, then his Grey Knights are going to come in and mop us up. So 4s we need. Oh, it's dreadful. And yes, we've got a wound. Ben gets a 6. Right, okay, that's the end of the combat. It's the drawn combat. It goes on. There may be trouble ahead. That marks the end of Dark Eldar turn 1. So, Grey Knight, turn 2 coming up. It's a trap. Grey Knight's movement here. Ben's saying I've got a lot of stuff in reserve. I think the Dark Eldar don't want to come out of the Webway portal, to be honest, into this nightmare that's going on here. Dark Eldar are meant to be hunting stuff, but it's the other way around in this game. Grey Knights are on the rampage here. So first squad, the lead squad, swung round and he's going to close in for the kill, and he could be here while Castellan Crow holds him in position. And then the second squad moving up, push home their advantage, and then the Land Raider moving up as well. Storm Raven gunship's turned up. It's got a view down onto the Venom at this end of the table, and then the Dread Knight has moved 12 inches, and then the Inquisitor and his squad have moved up as well. So it's not very good here for the Dark Eldar. Things look very dark indeed. So I'm going to go on now to the Psychic Phase for the Grey Knights on turn 2. Right, so Psychic Phase for the Grey Knights, which seems to be their speciality. He's played Endurance on Crow. That's given him Eternal Warrior, Feel No Pain on a 4+, and Relentless. And then he also played Sunburst, which has wiped out the Incubi. Unbelievable. And then Hammerhand is on Crow as well. So that's the Psychic Phase for the Grey Knights. Been effective again, seems to be a trademark of this force. So we're going to go into shooting now on turn 2 for the Grey Knights. Right, so shooting for the Grey Knights on turn 2. Just one last cannon shot coming down. Course penetrating hit, result of 3 and 1 hull point on the Venom, and then just 5 inches ran with the Dread Knight. So not so bad on shooting, but that's probably because there's no targets to fire at for the Grey Knights. So just come up to assaults now. See if this squad can charge in and take out the second in command. Right, so the Grey Knights are in. The Dark Eldar second in command is there. He's buried in amongst that lot. Must be a terrifying situation for him. There's no escape. We're wondering what we're going to do. Yeah, difficult one. We're initiative 7, so we'll go first. We get a chance. Right, so we issued a challenge to Crow. He's backed out and has fallen back. So I'm just going to do our attacks now against the Grey Knight Terminators. There is a slight chance. We have got a 2+ Shadow Field save. So if we could bring a couple of them down, you never know. So weapon skill 7. We've got 3 hits against the Grey Knight Terminators. 4s to wound, double 5s. Good. Ben needs to make 2 invulner saves on the Terminators. Whatever ones you want. Alright, happy with that. Now Ben's going to try and attack back. Yeah, so Ben's going to attack here. He's weapon skill 4, we're weapon skill 7. So he needs 4s. It's well below average. He's got 4 hits. Now, yeah, so he's on 2s to wound. A couple of 1s might be handy. It's actually a chance. He's got 1/1 there. So we're on 3 saves of 2+. 3 saves of 2+. It's doable. The first one, saved by a whisker. Ah, we can't roll 2+s. And the other one, no. 2 wounds. Strength. No, Ben. No, not strength 6. Right, okay, strength 4 normally, +2 for hammer hand makes it strength 6. Oh, shame. Shame, it's that psychic stuff again. Has brought down the second in command. He took 2 out with him, so that's partly satisfying. But the second in command of Dark Eldar's gone. Shocking results here. Dark Eldar are bewildered. So Ben's going to consolidate here. That's the end of turn 2 for the Grey Knights. Dark Eldar turn 2 coming up. Let's see what comes out the webway portal. Right, Dark Eldar moving on turn 2. Nice lot of reserves have arrived, which is handy. So pouring out of the webway portal, unit warriors at the back, and then the 15 witches with the commander at the front, and then the Hellions as well. So hopefully some mass firepower will have an effect on these 2 units. We're hoping that we can reduce them down enough. And the Reavers have turned up here, maybe able to use their blade veins over the top. And then in a good move here, we've landed on top of the bunker. We lost 1 from fire from the Inquisitor's special intercept roar, but that squad's landed and has a chance of doing some damage to the Land Raider. Flyer's not turned up yet, which is a shame, but we'll see. Dark Eldar have got a massed force here, and if we apply enough firepower here, we might be able to take some of these Terminators out before he charges next turn. So Dark Eldar, there's no psychic phase here, so Dark Eldar shooting coming up now on turn 2. Right, Dark Eldar shooting on turn 2, and the Dark Eldar hitting back here. Haywire Blaster got a hit and a glance on the Land Raider, and then coming down, Castle and Crow and the front squad are gone. It was the warriors firing through at the back here, killed Castle and Crow, 2 1s. He's dead, so that's a victory point, and slay the warlords. So that's 2 points knocked up there by the warriors. And then the witches firing forwards, they took some casualties on the squad here. And then the Hellions firing through as well, more casualties coming through. And then the Venom has just moved round 18 inches, swinging round. We might go on a little mission with the Haywire squad inside and try and take out the Land Raider. And then the Reavers, we were going to blade vein over the top and up behind the Land Raider into this gap here. But then having the Dread Knight just over there with that loads of shots. It's not worth it. We fought, so fired the heat lances through, and the twin link splinter rifles, and killed a lone Terminator here. So one squad gone. Castle and Crow gone. That's a lot of hitting power from the Grey Knights taken out. So happy with that. Still not winning, we don't think, but have hit back quite well this turn. So we're still in with a chance. And there's a big Dark Eldar force here. So that marks the end of turn 2 for the Dark Eldar. No assaults here, everything's turned up from reserve. So we're going to go on now to Grey Knights turn 3. Shocked at the amount of poison weapons that are fired at, and the Grey Knights are falling back here. So that's a turn up for the books. And then the Land Raiders just moved over to here. Flyer zoomed across. Looks like he's going to try and target the Reavers here. And then jumping up 12 inches, attacking us on the flank now, is the dreaded Dread Knight. So we've got to try and survive this guy, but we may be able to spin around and gang up on him. I think the only way that we're going to be able to beat this force is to systematically, just one at a time, gang up on Grey Knight units here. Got a chance. There is a chance, I think, the Dark Eldar could pull this one out. It's going to take some amount of manoeuvring, a little bit of cunning, but I think we're in with a chance. So that is movement for the Grey Knights, and now we're going to go on to the Psychic Phase on turn 3. Psychic Phase for the Grey Knights on turn 3. Vortex of Doom has been played, is thrown here, 12 inches from the Dread Knight, and it has killed 3 of the witches, and then we absorbed 3 saves with the 2+ Shadow Field, and then we fouled one of them. So then it was a 2+ lookouts, and the Army Commander's been saved. But he's lost his Shadow Field, which is a shame. And that Vortex continues to stay there. And the only other one that was played was Flame Breath, which fired forwards and has killed 4 of the Dark Eldar warriors. So been hit hard, but it could have been a lot worse. So that's the Psychic Phase done. They passed morale there, and we're going to go on to Shooting Phase now for the Grey Knights on turn 3. Turn 3 shooting for the Grey Knights. Venom's been destroyed. That was fire from the Land Raider coming through. Then the 5 witches got out, but they were attacked by the Eagle, would you believe it, from the Inquisitor here. It's just within 24 inches, and we lost 3 of them, so that's terrible. Passed morale though. And then the Terminators firing up, killed the Scourge with the Haywire Blaster. Firing down here from the Storm Raven has killed 2 of the Reavers. A couple of casualties there on the witches, fire from this guy. We've got away with it really. We've come off worse in other turns when we played against Grey Knights, but Dark Eldar have survived this time. We've still got enough force here to apply some pressure on the Grey Knights in our turn. So we're going to move on now to Dark Eldar turn 3. Can we have another good turn and still keep ourselves alive with a chance of winning this game? Dark Elder turn 3. The Scourge is a bit of a tactical move here. Realised that we can't have too much of an impact on the game. We're falling back, so we jumped off there. Lost one on the way down. Dangerous terrain. And just the two of them landed behind here. Coming across, switches on a suicide mission with a Haywire Grenade. Is going to go after the Land Raider. And then the Flyer's turned up. It's just here. I'm going to try and take out Ben's Flyer. And then with this tactic of trying to destroy one Grey Knight unit at a time, the whole force here, with all of those poisoned weapons and agonizers for close combat, are going to try and take out this Dread Knight. What a showdown between this Grey Knight unit and 1, 2, 3, 4 Dark Elder units. We'll see how we do. We're going to let rip a whole hail of fire and try and get rid of this thing. Oh, revenge is sweet. The Hellions have just let off a volley here. And 8 saves to make, and Ben has got 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. So in one volley from the Hellions here, heroes of the game, the Dread Knight is no more. A great cry and hurrah goes up from the Dark Elder line. They sense they are back in the fight. Shooting for the Dark Elder on turn 3. The Hellions firing in, got 8 wounds, and Ben got 4 ones in his save, so the Dread Knight's gone. Great news. Rolled a 6 to run in to cover there, so the Commander and his squad of witches just tucked inside there. The Warriors fired through, and in an insult, Ben rolled a 1 and lost a Terminator there. So it's gone well for the Dark Elder. Flyer got a hit and a glance on the Storm Raven. And then with Blade Veins flying over the top of the bunker, we clipped the Vindicar and gave him a wound. So it's gone quite well. There's no assaults this turn, so we're going to go into Grey Knight turn 4 coming up. Movement on turn 4. The Grey Knight Terminator's moving off in this direction. We're probably going to let off a volley at the Reavers over there, and then the Land Raider is bearing down on the 2 remaining witches. Should be an easy victory point. And the Flyer spun around. It's air-to-air combat. Storm Raven. Look at the size of that thing compared to the Razorwing. This poor little thing doesn't stand a chance, but we'll see what happens. Each side trying to pick up points now. The battle's spread out now that the Grey Knight assault has been broken and pushed back, so that may be to the advantage of the Eldars. Dark Elder, we'll see what happens. So Psychic Phase coming up now on turn 4. Right, Psychic Phase, another Vortex has been thrown, but the Hellions, we gave them a save because it was thrown from here and through the bunker terrain, so gave them a 3-up save, and the Hellions passed all the rolls there. So he's played Vortex of Doom, Hammerhand and Prescience to the Terminators here. So that's the Psychic Phase done. Going to go on to shooting now for the Grey Knights on turn 4. Right, shooting for the Grey Knights on turn 4. 1 casualty on the Reavers there. Ben's just rolled his charge range. We're just finishing up here for this turn, and he's failed. And then coming down here, the Land Raiders fired, and the Witch is gone. Went to ground, but still died. Then firing through here from the Inquisitor's squad, firing out, has brought down quite a few of the Hellions. They've passed them around, but there's only 5 of them left now. And then it's good shooting. He's done it again, same as the previous game. The Storm Raven has brought down the Dark Elder Flyer. That marks the end of turn 4. We're going to go on to Dark Elder turn 4. Movement for the Dark Elder on turn 4. Reavers have moved 12, they've gone from there to there. We've got the Heat Lancers, so we might be able to take on this squad, you never know. And then we're chasing after Cortez and his unit as well, just coming around. Still got some force left here. The Witches and the Army Commander are just in here, looking to charge up into the building. Warriors just moving and safe inside just there, and then on top the Hellions have moved in to try and take out the Vindicar Assassins. There's potential points here for the Dark Eldar. See how well we do in the shooting phase coming up. Right, shooting for the Dark Eldar. Fire from the Warriors. They are just inside the entrance here. They're firing through the doorway, and they brought down one of the Grey Knights, and then fire from the jet bikes as well has brought down another. So not quite done it, but we've reduced that down to 1 man left. And then no other damage at all, so it's down to assaults now to see if the Dark Eldar can take on these units here. Right, assaults for the Dark Eldar on turn 4. It's gone well, charged in here, killed all the henchmen, and the Inquisitor is now surrounded. No damage done on the Dark Eldar, but he's fearless, so he's going to continue on there. And then the Hellions managed to kill the Vindicar Assassins, who are clearing out the Grey Knights from the squads, from this building. It's gone well for us. So that's it, that marks the end of turn 4, so turn 5 coming up. Moving for the Grey Knights on turn 5, Land Raiders moving in, and the lone Terminator as well. Combat continues, and then the Flyers just moving off in this direction. Psychic phase for the Grey Knights, tried to throw a Vortex Grenade and it's landed just there, and then the Sunburst burning thing again. 3 witches have caught on fire from Cortez dead. Ridiculous. But anyway, shooting phase now for the Grey Knights. Right, shooting for the Grey Knights on turn 5. Terminator fired forwards, and the Land Raider has wiped out the Reavers. That's a deadly blow there. So let's wipe out there. It's good going. Another victory point there. I'm going to go on to assaults now. Right, combat results for the Grey Knights, and the game's switched right round now. Cortez stood his ground, took 1 wound, and then hit back, and has we lost the combat by 2, which is dropping down dead. And then fouled morale, and Cortez caught up with us and has destroyed the unit with the army commander as well. So 2 more victory points there. That seals victory now for the Grey Knights. It was a good fight from the Dark Eldar, but we can't recover from that. Only 3 Hellions and a handful of warriors left. Here, and the Dark Eldar are going to concede again. We've thrown ourselves into the fight, had a chance, did better this time, but it's not been enough. Just going to calculate victory points here as far as kills are concerned. So Dark Eldar got 4 victory points. We killed those 4 units there, and we got Slay the Warlord as well, so that's 5. And then we've got Linebreaker here, so that's 6, and that is it. And then for the Grey Knights, got First Blood. Just working out points here. 1 for this transport and the squad inside, so that's 2. This transport and the Incubate and the second in command, that's 5. And then the Reavers were destroyed, that's 6. And then the Ravager and the Flyer, that's 7, 8. And then the Army Commander was killed, and the Witches, that's 9, 10. And Slay the Warlord, 11. So 11-6 the final score. Good fight put up by the Dark Eldar, but Grey Knights reign supreme. A good victory for Grey Knights, and a 2nd defeat in Challenger Scorpion here. Dark Eldar needs some work done on them, but it's a good game. Nice terrain, perfect environment for these 2 forces to clash. So there it is, victory for the Grey Knights. They've made a significant impact on this channel, and they are a force to be reckoned with.